Hey yo, what's up everybody out there? This your boy Mr. Pound for Pound himself coming back. Gotta talk about the Fedor Henderson fight that took place July 30th. I mean, it definitely went down. It was definitely action-packed first round. Just gonna give you my little comments on the fight, and that's about it. Not saying they're the right views, they're just my views. So you guys can, put your little input in, send me your comments. I'll usually always reply. So pretty much I thought it was a great fight. Dan Henderson, let's start with him. I mean, man, he came with it, and he came with high intensity, just like I thought he would. Dan Henderson came with a lot of aggression, great striking. What I actually was shocked about Dan Henderson was the fact that he was able to hold Fedor against the fence as easily as he did. Utilizing great Greco-Roman skills. Seemed to out-wrestle Fedor on the feet, and definitely was getting the better of the striking on the feet also as well. I got to be honest, on the Fedor side, the very first thing that I said, and it was just funny because the very first thing I said as soon as he got on screen and was walking out to the ring, I said, he does not look hungry. I just saw a different Fedor in his eyes. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. I definitely saw it. He did not look hungry. He almost had the look on his face that I don't want to be here. And I knew right then and there. I told my friend sitting next to me, I said, hey man, he does not look hungry. He doesn't even look like he wants to be there. Fedor might be in trouble tonight. And that definitely was the case. However, like I said, there's not much to talk about the fight. Everybody, you guys saw the fight. Pretty much Dan Henderson overwhelmed Fedor a little bit. It was a back and forth battle. It was a stand-up, a lot of holding, a lot of Greco-Roman going on there, some striking, pretty much even on the feet. Fedor then later had a good flurry that knocked Dan Henderson down on the ground. Fedor later followed up with punches and strikes on the ground while Henderson was down. Henderson kind of, sprawled out of that. Got out the back, grabbed a leg, pulled the leg from under, took Fedor's back, and then hit Fedor with an uppercut underneath his right arm. And it went right through, got right on the chin. Now, the thing is this. Personally, I thought it was an early stoppage. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. And the reason is this. Herb Dean, I mean, if anybody watches MMA, I watch a lot of MMA. Herb Dean, if you've seen a lot of fights Herb Dean's refed, he's known to stop the fight early. I mean, the guy always stopping the fight, usually when it doesn't need to be stopped. I'm just like, man, let them go. I mean, in this case here, which really upset me was because Fedor was out on the first punch. Definitely. Had he jumped in then, okay, yeah, maybe no quarrels and qualms about the decision, but he didn't. Henderson then followed up with 2 to 3 punches, right on the side of his head, and it seemed to wake him up. He turned into guard like right away and was defending himself. I don't care what anybody says. He wasn't ready to go out yet. I mean, I'm from the old school. I believe in letting a guy, Fedor turned to his back real quick. A guy that's really hurt and a guy that's really stunned wouldn't turn to guard that fast. I mean, he turned his back so quick. It wasn't like, oh, I'm stunned and wobbled and I'm trying to flail like a fish out of water because I'm so hurt. Oh, God, he's hitting me. It wasn't those type of moves. It was, oh, I'm hurt. Boom, I'm turning. I'm still coherent. And he had his hands up. And as he was trying to block Dan Henderson's punches, Herb Dean rushes in to stop the fight, which I just felt was too early. He should have gave Dan Henderson the glory of knocking Fedor all the way out because this is going to be a controversial stoppage in a lot of people's eyes. And he should have gave Fedor the chance to make a good comeback. He didn't do both. It's like he's in the middle of two bad decisions. He should have gave Dan the glory of getting the full knockout had that bit was going to be the case. And he should have given Fedor the chance of a champion. I mean, what referees need to do in my eyes, I know when they're in the ring, I know there's a lot of adrenaline going on. There's a lot of excitement as a referee. You're watching these guys brutalize each other. But in the back of your mind as a referee, you need to know who you are refereeing. That's Fedor. I mean, you need to watch some tapes. Know the guy. Know when to stop the fight. Hey, does he come back? Should I stop the fight when he gets knocked down? What do I know about these guys fighting? I mean, don't just referee a fight and not know nothing about the fighters. If you're going to referee a fight, know something about these fighters. Know something about their background. Know that Fedor has been hurt like that before and has come back to rally. Know that he's fought with shut eyes before and has come back. Flip side, Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson's tough. Know that too. If it was on the other flip mode and Dan Henderson got knocked down and he was hurt, give him the benefit of the doubt. I say in my mind, Herb Dean, he should have let them fight till either one went limp, knocked out limp. Then you stop the fight. Two great fighters like that, two tough fighters like that, two gritty fighters like that, you let them fight till one of them is completely out or submitted. That's just how I see it. Fedor wasn't out, and in my opinion, that was a early stoppage. And I love both guys, so it's not a biased opinion at all. I just thought it was really early stoppage, and I really did think Fedor could have came back and made it a great fight. Even if he did lose, we still would have had more fight to watch. It was just an early stoppage. But all props to Dan Henderson. Most definitely. He's the one that threw the punch. He's the one that landed the punch. He's the one that followed up with the punches. He didn't let off Fedor. He fought a good plan. It wasn't one-sided at all in either way. It was just a great fight for what it lasted. But the be-all, end-all truth, I mean, man, it should have went a little longer. You know what I mean? And just for those intangible things, like, you got to know these fighters. You know, these aren't just some punks that are just weak and soft and, oh, God, stop the fight as soon as I'm hurt. No, you know what I'm saying? Fedor could have went on. Like I said, Dan Henderson's tough and gritty. He could have went on. You know, if he was in trouble, you don't stop guys like that. I just hate to see it ending like that to what possibly could have been a really great fight. Anyways, as far as post-fight, you know, what should happen, I mean, Dan Henderson now, I mean, man, he's gonna be almost, I mean, after that performance, he'll be like Tyson status as far as aura. I mean, people are gonna start getting nervous because Dan Anderson's coming off of 3 knockouts. And not only that, I guess he's got a TKO on his resume over Fedor, who outweighed him by 13, 14, 15 pounds. I mean, people are going to jump in that ring and say, whoa, you know, I got to watch out for Dan's punching power now. I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? Once, you know, Dan has done some things in his last few fights. He's been knocking these guys out. He's not taking no prisoners at 40 years of age. And that's going to rings into fighters' minds. You know, I'm a fighter myself. And if I'm fighting a guy, if I'm in the ring with a guy I know has been racking up knockouts and he just racked up a knockout over a guy that's considered one of the best fighters all time, MMA, I mean, that definitely instills some caution in your mind. And, you know, when you go in the ring with anything on your mind, it automatically lowers your level, lowers your game a little bit. You know what I mean? So Dan Henderson's going to be riding on all kinds of confidence. I mean, the world is his right now as far as, you know, fighting at heavyweight, just at a catch weight, or fighting at light heavyweight. I mean, people are going to be scared of Henderson. He's got the sky to climb. All worlds to Henderson right now. He can do your thing, man. You know, the age is going to hit you pretty soon. Do your thing. Get as much as you can. Get your wins in. You know, live that glory. Love that fame. You know, and do your thing as long as you could possibly do. On the flip side of that, for Fedor, I feel really bad for the last emperor. Riding 3 losses. You know, Verdum, Giant Silva. And then, you know, wow, what a top off the cake. You know, a TKO loss to Dan Henderson, a guy smaller than him. Automatically, what I got to say is Fedor's aura of invincibility is gone. That no longer is there. His aura of invincibility is gone. And, I mean, not very many people are going to be scared of Fedor. I mean, people will still be afraid of him when they get in the ring, yeah, but now it's going to be almost... You know fighters. I mean, fighters are going to mock people. They're going to mock, oh, you know, he can't beat bigger guys, or, oh, he can't beat jiu-jitsu guys. Now they're going to say, oh, he can't even beat smaller guys that are faster with good, decent Greco, you know. Yeah, it's a tough position for Fedor. I say Fedor, keep fighting. You still got a lot of fight in you. The only thing that I've seen is that you definitely need to go back to some basics on the feet. One thing I noticed different about Fedor, he does not do anymore, is he doesn't throw kicks anymore. I mean, Fedor had great kicks. If you guys go back and watch the fights in Pride, go watch when he fought Crow Cop. He outkicked Crow Cop. I mean, he has these great kicks that he never utilizes. He never uses. Also, another thing I noticed he hasn't done or even tried to do is he throws that right hand, and then he throws a lead right, grabs, and then, you know, takes people down to the ground like right away. He doesn't do that anymore. He did that to Nogueira like all day in their fights in Pride. Did that to Heath Herring. I mean, he doesn't do that anymore. His stand-up striking is getting really sloppy, and that's what's making me think either A, his body's physically weathered from fighting, or B, his mind just isn't into his training enough, or C, his training needs to change. His striking hasn't really changed, hasn't really got better. He definitely needs some different striking coaching, different sparring partners. He needs to get more sharp on the striking. He can't just rely on these, I'm going to flurry, back up, bounce, put my hand in your face, bounce, flurry, back up, bounce, back up, bounce, run in, flurry, Greco-Roman. That gets very, very just repetitive, and a guy could study that style. Okay, here comes Fedor. I'm waiting for the flurry. Okay, there it is. Okay, he's going to back up, bounce, but he's going to flurry again. Okay, I mean, it's very easy to read. It's very easy to time that. He needs to go back to being so versatile. The Fedor we know that was, so versatile in pride. He could take you down. He could kick. He could punch. He could do it all. It's not the Fedor we've been seeing in the last 3 fights. Personally against Verdum and Silva, I thought he should have used those kicks that he used against Fedor. He should have utilized his foot movement. He's got beautiful foot movement. Especially for a heavyweight, he's so fast on his feet. He doesn't use any of it anymore. Hand speed's incredible, but he needs to fine tune it. He needs to tone his punches up and get him straighter, sharper punches. They're just looping, and even in MMA, these guys don't have the best of punching in MMA. They don't have the best hands. Even in MMA, I don't think those winging shots aren't going to work anymore because MMA is starting to evolve. But just those looping punches just don't work anymore. And I think that Fedor needs to definitely get a different striking coach. Definitely needs to fine tune some stuff. I would love to help him with his striking, to be honest, but that'll probably never happen. But anyways, so yeah. Most definitely, I want to see a different Fedor. I think he should take some time off because to me, Fedor still physically has it. He still looks light on his feet, still has speed. The only thing to me is he just doesn't look all there. And if you're not all there, the true Fedor won't come out if he's not all there mentally. So yeah, that happened. July 30th. It was a great fight. All props to Dan Henderson, most definitely. Take nothing away from the man, even though it was an early stoppage. You still can't take nothing away from his performance. He did a good job. He made the fight with Fedor competitive. And give Fedor credit. Like I said, to me personally, the guy didn't look like he wanted to be there. But he still fought a great fight. It was a high-impact fight, a lot of intensity. I thought it was great on both ends. It was a great Strikeforce card. They had something like over 500,000 viewers. Large gate. It was a good event. So I have nothing but good to say about the guys. I hope they keep fighting. I hope Fedor decides to keep fighting in the States and just brings that old Fedor back that we came to love. And Dan Henderson, we still love you. Keep doing your thing. And I forgot what I was going to say, but it's all good. Anyways, go ahead and check out my next videos. The next videos I'm going to post up are, I'm going to do legacy breakdowns on careers. I'm doing one on Mike Tyson. I'm doing one on Wanderlei Silva. And the question is, for all my MMA lovers out there, should Wanderlei retire? It's one of my favorite fighters of all time at light heavyweight. The question is, should he retire? So I'm going to do a breakdown, legacy career breakdown on that. I hope y'all check that out. Have a good one.